Cursed Clock Tower Secrets. When I was a kid, the clock tower was the heart of our little town, its ancient hands sweeping across the face with a comforting regularity. I loved how its chimes echoed through the streets, marking the hours with a resonant clang that seemed to bind us all together. But when I turned 16, I began to notice something unsettling. The clock would chime at odd hours, not aligning with any logical time. And each time it did, the town would soon be draped in mourning, as someone invariably passed away. At first, I dismissed it as coincidence, but the pattern was undeniable. Curiosity gnawed at me, and I became obsessed with deciphering the enigma of the clock tower. I started keeping a journal, noting every anomalous chime and the subsequent death. My friends thought I was losing it, but the evidence was too compelling to ignore. One night, unable to sleep, I snuck out to the square beneath the tower. The air was thick with an unnatural chill, and as I stared up at the looming structure, the clock began to chime. My heart pounded as I counted the sinister tolls, each one reverberating through my bones. Desperate for answers, I sought out the town's oldest resident, Old Man Harris. His eyes, clouded with age, flickered with recognition when I mentioned the clock. He spoke of an old legend, a pact made long ago, binding the clock to the cycle of life and death. According to him, the clock was a harbinger, its chimes a warning of death's approach. I scoffed at the idea, yet I couldn't shake the feeling that there was truth in his words. The more I learned, the more I realized that the clock was intertwined with the very fabric of our town, an ancient sentinel with a macabre purpose. The climax came unexpectedly. I was in the square staring at the clock when it began to chime once more. But this time it was different. The sound was deafening, each chime a crescendo of terror that seemed to fracture reality. As the final chime echoed across the town, a shadow fell over me, cold and suffocating. I realized in that moment that the clock had chosen me. The revelation was as chilling as it was inevitable. The next toll would be my own. The clock tower, once a beloved symbol of our community, had become a grim oracle, sealing my fate with its relentless, unerring chime.